Alright guys, how's it going? Eastbayanglers out here. Today we're talking bass fishing, everything bass fishing all the time. We're today talking about, private ponds, private property, private areas that are, nearby with bodies of water that you want to fish, you're itching. So, I know it drives you crazy. You're driving by places and you're like, I don't want to get in trouble. So, here's what I recommend you guys do. The next time you're going by somewhere, you're looking at a map somewhere, you're on Google Maps, whatever the case may be, you want to look at this fish or this body of water more. You want to get permission. We're going to talk today about some of the ways you can go about getting permission. All right, so I fished more than a few private ponds, and here's what I can tell you guys, lend to you as advice to get access to these ponds. Now, the first thing you want to do is, generally you want to keep a clean appearance for the most part, at least if you can. Try to keep somewhat clean appearance, and pick up your garbage. Make sure you go around and try to find basically a nearby residence and get to that residence, and you're going to want to start maybe knock on a few doors, the nearest 3 homes, and talk to some people, talk and ask, is it okay if I stop for a few hours and fish this? Is it okay? Am I gonna, does anyone else fish this? Who owns it? Because there's going to be land that goes around that particular body of water. So what I've done is generally introduced myself and made it clear who I am, my intentions there, and my nature in general. Then at that point, you make sure, you throw in there that you're just there to catch and release, and basically you pick up all your trash, and at that point, your odds, go up quite a bit. Sometimes you have to go as far as offering, or going to gestures such as some type of compensation. So sometimes that might come in the form of something small, sometimes it might come in the form of cash, and yes, getting private access to ponds seems like, not worth your time. But there is something special about, fishing a pond that, well, we call it private because it's owned by somebody. But generally, if there is a body of water, even if it's private, it is being fished by someone. So this notion that we have, especially in California, that there's bodies of water that are just not being fished at all, is ridiculous. They are being fished by somebody. It may not be common knowledge. It may not be common occurrence. It may be once a week. It may be once every other week. But, presence is presence. And, I would definitely urge you strongly to get out and find those private ponds, because a lot of times there's just less pressure. And what that allows these fish to do is get bigger. And generally, you can get away with some really unique presentations that sometimes, you just have to put in so much work at other fisheries or other areas to get such little reward that, going to these private areas allow you to, experience a better bite. But there are some times, a lot of times, I'd say most of the year actually, where these private ponds are actually going to fish terrible. It's like there's little windows, and if you know what you're looking for, You might be able to catch that window. It's kind of like catching a wave, you know, out on the ocean, or the bay or whatever. No, seriously, everything is timing, and you got to be there when they're feeding, and you don't just got to be there, but you actually got to be throwing something they want. So it is what it is, folks. I hope you enjoy this. I think we're going to leave this video at that, and we're going to go ahead and move on, make some others. And you guys stay tuned, subscribe, comment, like, and yeah, take care.